Aviation Administration says, quote, part of the Denver Air Route Traffic Control Center experienced a loss of communications for approximately 90 seconds on Monday.
This comes, of course, after similar incidents at Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. NBC News senior correspondent Tom Costello covers aviation and joins us now. Tom, what more are we learning about this latest Denver incident?
Yeah, this was in the en route center for Denver. So that's the high altitude controller facility that really handles planes that are eventually going into and coming out of Denver, but also flying right over the top of Colorado, Wyoming, Nebraska, etc. This happened on Monday at about 1:50 Mountain Time, and they lost their radios in that center for about 90 seconds there. The radars continued to work. That allowed planes and pilots to talk to each other, and we're told that controllers switched to a backup frequency, but nonetheless lost several frequencies for that period, 90 seconds, coming after the situation, of course, in Newark Airport, where they lost both radios and radars on several occasions, and the FAA is now moving fast to upgrade the telecom lines at Newark that essentially feed all of that data to the controllers there in Philadelphia, controlling Newark airspace. It's a little confusing, but that's how the system works nationwide. But this is an old system, as we've said many times, right? Relying on technology that is 50, 60 years old in some cases, and so very much needing a complete overhaul and repair. By the way, right there you're looking at some of the antiquated technology. Look at that stuff. You would think that's from the 1960s, 70s, 80s. It is, and it's still in use today. So that really is the point that the FAA is making, why they really need the money from Congress to update this ASAP, guys.
Yeah, and I know the Trump administration, to that point, wants tens of billions of dollars from Congress to sort of rip out and replace some of what you just showed.
Yeah.
Is that likely, Tom, and how long would it take?
I think the political momentum is such now that it's likely Congress is going to give them an awful lot of money, and I think it's going to be tens of billions. It's hard to know how much it's actually going to end up being in the long run. In a best case scenario, we're still talking Congress. They move very slowly. Best case scenario, we're talking about a complete overhaul that will take 4 years. I think that's optimistic. Could be longer than that. But they are talking about replacing towers and radar facilities. And as you know, some buildings are quite literally crumbling. They're leaking. So they've got major overhauls to completely bring this system into the 21st century.
Yeah, needed tomorrow, but going to take years.
Yeah.
Tom Costello, thank you, my friend.
President Trump is in the United Arab Emirates today for the third and final stop of his Middle East tour.
He is only the second sitting U.S. president to visit that Gulf nation. After landing in Abu Dhabi, he was greeted by the country's leader before touring the opulent Grand Mosque and attending a state dinner.
Prior to arriving in the UAE, President Trump wrapped up an eventful trip to Qatar, where he addressed troops at America's largest military base in the Middle East.
NBC News senior White House correspondent Kelly O'Donnell has been on this whole trip. She joined